very welcome back to Soccer Cards United on episode 157 of the greatest soccer card podcast in the world. Coming at you today from the Basque country in northern Spain in the beautiful seaside city of San Sebastian. My name is Jason, that's Enzo. Hi Enzo.
Hello Jason.
Enzo, just out this window, which the YouTube viewers can see, but the audio viewers can just imagine, is a street in San Sebastian.
Hotel Cordina across the road, not quite our hotel.
No, our hotel is not the Hotel Cordina, but it's across the road, so you can triangulate our hotel. Ours is nicer, yeah.
Yeah, check the star rating. Ours is better, Jason.
So, we are in San Sebastian because we're here for an event hosted by Tops Spain. Look at that, look at you, bro.
I brought some pops. I have some props. I also assume we might need it, although I don't think we will. A Tops X Real Sociedad San Sebastian event invitation that we got inside of a Real Sociedad Chrome box back from 2021.
Yeah, so I was wondering earlier if we could find the Instagram post where it's you in the jersey.
Oh, me in the jersey.
Because
the initial post.
No, but when we got this,
that was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago, and I remember it was
peak
COVID. We were maybe after a garden recording, we opened the box or something.
Yeah, it was in the garden. I know that much.
Let me see here. And it was maybe 2020 people were talking about, is this ever going to happen? Is this Tops event going to go on? And sure enough, eventually it did. And we're here now. You found it? That was so quick.
19th of July, 2021.
Okay, so nearly a full 2 years ago.
So I'll try to give this to the people, let the people see that. There I am.
Right. Yeah. So that's a full year and 9 months ago or something like that.
Yeah, so we're pushing on 2 years, people.
Incredible. And now we're finally here. We're in San Sebastian. We arrived via Bilbao this afternoon.
It was a great trip.
Lovely trip.
Lovely weather when we got here.
Courtesy of Aer Lingus. The chosen airline of Soccer Cards United.
When we have a choice.
When we have a choice.
We'll take it.
Yeah, and you know, all of our potential sponsors on the show are not hobby sponsors.
Yeah, and no one will sponsor us. So.
But if Aer Lingus wanted to sponsor us, because we're flying around to all these card shows.
Oh, and it's only luxury with Aer Lingus.
And it's just brilliant.
It's unbelievable.
So if Aer Lingus wanted to sponsor us, we wouldn't be opposed to that.
Reach out Aer Lingus.
Imagine you turn on Soccer Cards United, we're wearing like Aer Lingus like jackets or something, you know, like little jumpers or something. I don't know.
Imagine.
Maybe we get to go in the cockpit and say hello to the pilot.
From that very box, Jason, the Real Sociedad Chrome box, before I left the house, I grabbed one of the base cards. Because again, that was a classic Chrome setup with 20 on-card autographs and 20 normal base cards that were numbered. This is a refractor. I picked up, Jason, a David Silva refractor. And we're hoping, there's going to be a meet and greet with some of the players, some club legends. So we're hoping.
We think.
We'll
get back to you on Thursday as to what actually happened.
That might happen. We'll let you know. Yeah. That's supposedly, according to the event invitation, that's what's going to happen. But we haven't heard too much about it. I'm hoping to get this hand signed by David Silva. Now, we did actually get a hand signed one in that box from David Silva. We sold that because we're sharks, fundamentally. Alexander Isak, again, not at the club anymore. Someone we were really excited about.
Yeah.
Ripping it up at Newcastle. Sold his auto as well, so it's fine. We're really hoping to catch maybe Kubo or maybe David Silva.
Or I take Alexander Sorloth.
You take anyone.
When you order Erling Haaland off Wish. Hope he doesn't listen to the podcast.
He doesn't.
Maybe he thinks, who's the list to get? Maybe Alexander Sorloth is an incredibly diligent young man, and he says, who's the list to get? Soccer Cards United, what are they?
Let me investigate.
And then he comes on and he hears when you order Erling Haaland off Wish.
Maybe that's a compliment.
Maybe to be compared.
Maybe that's a bigger insult.
Maybe to be compared to someone that he probably played 2 years ahead of in all the Norwegian youth setups.
Whoa, relax. So we pulled up here at San Sebastian. We made our way to our hotel. We planned to do the podcast. We said we'll do it later on. First, we'll go out for a bit of lunch. Late lunch. Really dinner time, but we went for lunch.
Dinner time for us, being coming Irish, from Dublin.
Being Irish.
But in Spain here, it's
Mediterranean hours on. So we got some nice fried food, some beers.
Yeah, and that was good.
Enjoyed the sun.
It's right. The whole city is centered around a beach.
Yeah. And
a harbour. And so we are mere moments from the beach.
We're living it up. Is there going to be a vlog of this event, Jason, of sorts?
I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, I thought the fact that we were podcasting
is enough
twice from San Sebastian.
Twice? Oh my God.
Because we're gonna give you the report here on Monday or on Thursday before we fly out.
Well,
But we can talk about what kind of content lies ahead.
We'll get into it.
I have got a now. As you know, usually I'm sharing screens. I'm doing all sorts of
Oh,
stuff.
we're limited here today.
We're limited
with this setup.
here.
I'm surprised that my computer is doing any of this.
Yeah, well, you got the old MacBook Pro there.
Yeah.
Um,
This is the first time it's been pushed to any sorts of limits.
it's performing well so far.
We hope.
Let's see here if I can find my running order. The main thing I want to talk about today is the Netflix show King of Collectibles, the Goldin.
The reviews are in. In fact, when we say the reviews, we mean our reviews.
Our reviews are in. We have both seen all 6 episodes of King of Collectibles, the Golden Touch.
We seen it. We binged it.
Yeah.
We know everything.
We know what it's all about. And do you want to give your first reaction, or do you want to? What I've done is I've gone to the outside media, outside of the hobby, and I've collected some feedback from the outside world.
I'm interested in that feedback before I give mine.
So we could start with that, and then, because it's all very well and good, people would have seen people talking about King Collectibles on hobby Twitter, on hobby Instagram, everywhere.
Yes.
In
the recent days.
in recent days, and
days, weeks, whatever you want to call it.
it's often more interesting to me what people from outside the niche think than people within the. Let's see here. This is from Decider.com. I'm going to read now.
Okay.
Here's the headline. This is from a recurring segment on Decider.com called Stream It or Skip It. Stream it or skip it.
Okay.
King of Collectibles, the Golden Touch on Netflix, where Ken Goldin and his crew auction memorabilia for millions of dollars. Shows like Pawn Stars or Antiques Roadshow, where people take things they find in their homes and try to find out if they have any value, are way different from shows like King of Collectibles. In this new Netflix series, people who collect rare memorabilia employ Ken Goldin's company to auction off their items for thousands and sometimes millions of dollars. Opening shot, a group of black SUVs pull up to a nondescript office building in Runnymede, New Jersey. The gist? The employees of Goldin, the big collectible auction house, watch as a spectacle as big guards protect someone carrying a hard case as if it was a nuclear football. They go into the office of the company's founder and chairman, Ken Goldin, who opens it and looks. It's the contract that the Red Sox signed to sell Babe Ruth to the Yankees in 1920. So on and so forth. What will the show remind you of? King of Collectibles reminds us of Pawn Stars, but with a lot higher stakes. And now here's Decider's take, right? King of Collectibles, the Golden Touch, doesn't pretend to be anything other than what it is. A semi-scripted, overly dramatic, testosterone-filled show about wish fulfillment. Because the show is so unapologetically douchey, it's actually quite entertaining. How can we call a show where the extraordinarily wealthy Ken Goldin gets on a private jet to fly to Toronto to open a pack of cards with Drake anything but douchey? The two of them act like giddy rich kids as they open these packs. They don't find a triple Logo Man card, but they find other valuable cards that basically mean that both Drake and Goldin will rake in even more cash. In most episodes, Goldin and his staff will rub elbows with a celebrity. Mike Tyson, Ric Flair, Logan Paul, Joe Montana, Peyton Manning, who is one of the show's executive producers. In almost every case where someone from the staff is scouting a collection, the person looking to sell is living in a huge house in a wealthy neighborhood. It makes sense, right? How would a guy who not only had one of the first working Apple I computers in existence, plus every other Apple computer made from the company's start to the mid-2000s, be able to acquire all stuff like this? It's great to see like collections like that, but I hope we get to see more what we saw in the second episode, where a young dude comes in with his mom, hoping to get a life-changing money for a Steph Curry rookie card. And then the parting shot, and sleeper star. We're lobbying for the Davises to have their own show. Robbie Jr., Robbie Sr. Me too.
Yes.
They're funny as hell and have that father-son chemistry you can't replicate. Odd thing to say when Ken Goldin's own daughter is in the show. Most piloty line. We don't like the trend of Netflix reality shows doing cliffhangers to get someone to click to the next episode. The cliffhangers are particularly egregious in this show. So that's what Decider thinks.
Particularly egregious.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a cliffhanger, I don't think.
Well, but Decider said, our call, stream it. It's not exactly working class TV, but it's fun to watch just for the sheer audacity of some of the collections that Goldin and his crew auction off.
I think, yeah, it's unapologetic. I agree with that. It's overproduced, but they're not trying to act like it's not overproduced.
Yeah. It is fully everything that it is.
It's transparently what it is.
Yeah, and it's not trying to
Put the wool over your eyes.
Yeah. No one is playing like they don't like, even when they go to the guys Tannenbaum, is that his name? The guy, the Puerto Rican convenience store mogul.
I don't know.
I think it's Tannenbaum.
Tannenbaum.
Anyway, when they go to his compound in Puerto Rico, they don't say, they don't attempt to justify how he has all this money.
Yeah.
They don't say, this guy won it fair and square or anything like that. They're just like, he's rich. He lives in Puerto Rico. Deal with it.
I hate the point where he's like, you brought your daughter, family means a lot to you. That's a big deal for me.
Yeah.
Because it's all scripted. It's like, what's that?
What's American values, buddy?
Put them straight down our throat.
Stars and stripes all the way. And there's also a couple of reviews from IMDb, user reviews on IMDb. So if you're a member of IMDb, you get to leave user reviews. And I would like to, after we read these, I want to know, do you think there's anyone from the production that snuck a review in? All right. This is from September 42184 on imdb.com. 6 out of 10 stars.
Say September.
That's the username.
Oh.
6 out of 10 stars, a lot of hype.
6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. So that's 3 out of 5 using the 5-star rating. Let's get real. September's coming in hot. Let's get real. $20 million deals aren't randomly made on the fly in front of a camera crew, nor do global sports celebrities just spontaneously decide to show up at a local memorabilia shop. All of this is pre-planned and already canned. The show is exactly like Goldin and his team. They thrive on hype and flash. Ken Goldin says it in his first episode. I thrive on ego, competition, and money. As a premise for a show, that well ain't deep. The attempt to make up for the lack of depth with fake drama and manufactured tension doesn't land well here. It comes off as a rip-off of all other reality shows about their collectors and vintage items. To be fair, I am not interested in sports memorabilia, and I am not impressed by celebrities for celebrity's sake. So I am... So why bother writing the review in that case?
Why'd you watch it?
Yeah, so I, from my perspective, a bit biased. The subject of the show is pretty interesting. I am a collector, and I understand the thrill of the hunt and how exciting it can be to snag an amazing item. However, the amount of hype, noise, and quick cuts they use to fill in the blanks don't add anything interesting. They actually distract from what interesting stories are of themselves. If you have a big interest in sports memorabilia, you might like this more than I did. It's entertaining to a degree. It just gets old being expected to buy into what is clearly made-up drama over and over and over again.
He says it like there's 5 seasons of it.
Yeah, it's just 6 episodes.
6 very short episodes.
Half an hour each.
Yeah, 3 hours of viewing.
Yeah.
I kind of there was a lot of fast pacedness, a lot of cutscenes, cuts. But like I thought, episode 1 that was good because like if you knew nothing about it, brought you straight in.
Obviously it's very staged.
Yeah, it's supposed to be though.
Yeah. I mean, everyone in the show is in their Sunday best.
Oh, they look great.
Like it's odd. I thought to myself watching it, I was like, what does Ken want me to think about this? Or is he just happy that we're talking about him at all?
It's more so just elevates Gold.
Yeah.
But I do think like a series like this could be done on, like I think the hobby is interesting enough that a series could be done on it without the dramaticness.
Yeah, it would just be much slower.
Yeah. Which in fairness probably wouldn't capture a wider audience.
Yeah. Who knows?
Not us.
There's spoilers here.
Don't spoil it.
I won't spoil it. I'll just give you this one. This is from Blazers, 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
It's really good, but...
But... That's where
9 out of 10. You lost 1 point on the following thing. It's really good. A lot of information for sports and other collectors. It fits the mold of shows like American Pickers, Pawn Stars, and many others. But just like the others above, it is not as authentic as it seems. Giving Drake a Fleer pack that pulls a Jordan rookie card, visiting certain people and getting that awe factor is made for TV. But I wouldn't knock them for it. Still a great watch. Just take it as it is. I won't lie, I binged them all, which is another reason to like this because it means who wants to wait on another episode to watch. If you like this, watch the Netflix series The Toys That Made Us, another cool informational series.
The only thing is with the Drake one, I'm pretty sure they literally live streamed it.
That was live at the time.
Yeah, that was live at the time. So like they genuinely did open that box and he eventually got that card.
We have kind of, over the years on this show, built up Ken Goldin
to be a caricature.
Of himself. And I thought he's so far beyond even what we
thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You may think you can make... He is unparodiable.
The way we kind of envision him is actually below where he is.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah.
We have... Compared to the real Ken Goldin, our version of Ken Goldin is a very low-key, chill dude.
Ken is larger than life.
He's larger than life.
It's true.
And I mean, like, in terms of my favourite parts of the series, the Robbies, as I say, particularly Robbie Sr.
10 out of 10, Robbie Sr. Come on.
I love Robbie Sr. Get that man his own show.
Ric Flair coming in crazy and that getting put out was nuts.
My God.
Was nuts.
Ric Flair comes in, he does the woo.
Does the woo.
He says, is that all I get?
Oh.
Then it makes him do
Say this
one.
the first time he said that in his life.
Yeah. There's one more woo, and then there's one more other woo. But it was like as if they kept wooing, and the and the editing crew
Kept saying,
had to pick
the best woo.
the best woos. Can we get 5 woos just for
I'll pick the best one.
So there was that. There was Mike Tyson coming in.
Hot.
Coming in hot. I went down to see maybe it was Tannenbaum, not Tannenbaum. Do you think it was Jim Tannenbaum?
Just say it's the man in Puerto Rico.
It's the man in Puerto Rico who has this crazy collection.
Crazy self.
And he makes Ken do a big deal with him.
He puts Ken on the ropes.
Ken says at one point during that, I'm not going to give away what happens during negotiation,
Yeah.
but Ken says at one point, he knows I flew down here on a private jet, so he knows he has leverage. And I didn't quite get what he meant.
Did you? Do you get
No.
it now?
No, not really.
I think it costs like 50 grand just to do one trip in a private jet.
So he's saying,
Like the fuel, you have to pay for everything.
yeah.
So
No,
he's saying,
I
like,
knew that.
I'm
I got
financially
that.
down bad.
Yeah.
He knows if I have to leave here on a private jet, I've spent 100 grand, I got nothing.
Yeah, I did get that, but I just thought that was like a weird, real moment from Ken.
That was the bit of honesty slipped through the...
Yeah, like,
He was like, actually, let me... People
he's
know.
like, to me, because, at various points, he's talking about the private jet. They're filming the one private jet from all the different angles.
That has got a lot of airtime, that
You're
private jet.
right. You're right.
That might be up for sale.
That's an old abandoned private jet. And they're like, and he, so I think we're supposed to think that to go on a private jet to Ken is, ain't nothing but a thing. And yet,
There was one moment where it became a thing.
yeah, and Ken kind of like, the
there's a lot
mask
of-
slips a little bit.
There's a lot of, I'll fly you out
Yeah. So
I'll fly you
people
out.
are flying.
a lot.
Aer Lingus should have been on that.
No, that's, what, Spirit? What's it called?
Southwest Airlines.
No, Blue,
JetBlue.
JetBlue, or it's American Spirit? Spirit?
Spirit Airlines, yeah.
Spirit, yeah, something like that. I don't think they're all getting a private jet treatment.
No, definitely not.
No, I'll fly you in, but...
There was the guys that got the logo, man.
Oh, the guys.
I mean, those guys.
that guy in the middle, when he's sitting in the room,
Yeah.
he has a face. He's like this
Yeah.
the whole time. He's looking at Ken, wanting
Yeah.
to be like just the.
He's
big
trying to
man.
kind of give Ken the stink eye, like
the big man being like. I think he said,
Yeah.
"Why would we? Why Goldin?" I think he said.
Yeah.
That might have been him.
Yeah.
Why is a Goldin auction? This, that, and the other. Then Ken basically says, "Because I'll give you $1 million."
Yeah,
Can we say is that a spoiler?
kind of. But
Ken basically goes, "I'll give you money."
I'll give you an advance. So one thing,
big
so
dirty
so
advance.
we learned a bit about the mechanics of an auction.
We learned a few things.
And we learned a few things. One is that if you have a big enough item, Ken will sometimes give you an advance.
Yes.
He will say, "You let me auction this. I'm confident I'll get whatever 2.5 mil for it. I'll give you $1 million now."
If it doesn't sell for the advance, you owe Ken the advance. I
Definitely.
think
Yeah,
you
he's
do.
not giving you. He's not.
He's not guaranteeing it.
No, he's saying don't spend that. I'm giving you the advance, but
Chill out.
if you're a savvy customer, you don't go and spend all that at the same time. Don't go and spend it all in one place.
Oh my god.
A few things. Obviously, we had Ken's daughter was in it.
No,
and
I'm not doing
harm.
those 3 guys.
Oh, those 3 guys. You talking about the main guy?
The main middle, the main man,
The main man introduced himself. He said, say his name was John, right?
We'll say his name was John.
He goes,
Hi, I'm John.
"Hi, I'm John. I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm a filmmaker." Now that's code for pornographer.
Come on.
That
No,
means he
you're not-
makes
You're not a filmmaker.
a filmmaker in Las Vegas. What are you doing?
Looking as shady as you look
No way.
with that suit and that
No,
grin.
no.
And the hair slicked back.
CSI Las. What are you, director on CSI Las Vegas?
Yeah, just
Did
say
they even
what
make
you,
that show
say
anymore?
what you are.
Just
what
say
you are.
I make dirty videos in Las Vegas.
I am one of those. That's what you say.
Because he kind of comes in.
Or just don't say anything.
Given how comfortable he was with characters like Ken Goldin, I know he's from a certain world. I'm not trying to compare Ken Goldin to a pornographer, by the way, but I'm not judging anybody, to be honest.
No. But that was a very surreal moment.
That made me laugh
when he said,
out loud.
based in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'm a filmmaker.
And I'm a filmmaker.
A filmmaker.
Yeah, I thought, what are you doing? Nature documentaries?
What are you doing? What are you doing?
That I loved that.
That was great.
That made me laugh out loud.
That was brilliant.
Unintentionally
brilliant.
But a lot of the parts of the show that are good are not good for the reasons that they think they are good. I'll say that. There's a lot of. I don't know. I did feel it lacked. I mean, obviously for me, Robbie Senior, and Ken himself. I actually think that Ken. You could see why Ken was the boss. When Ken's on screen, he's getting into kind of like like kind of like witty repartee with his staff and with his daughter and all, and he's running rings around them.
He's killing them.
He's killing them, and it's like,
You're saying his backroom staff didn't have the kind of personality you were wanting. They weren't Robbie Seniors.
no, there was Robbie, there was Ken, there was Robbie Senior, and there was everybody else,
The supporting cast.
and that's the way I see it.
Wow.
It's just, I just felt like I wanted somebody. No, it's so hard because they're being handed scripts for everything.
And a lot of people are not used to the camera.
Not everyone's in a Soccer Cards Night vlog every couple of weeks.
Talk about it.
So like it's just, I just felt like I could have done with. Do you know what I felt it lacked?
Tell us.
I thought it lacked like Ken's the king,
Yeah.
and you have all these.
You're saying what his daughter said all throughout the whole show.
Was not going to say that.
Ken needed a mistress.
Nope, wasn't going to say that. Ken's the king. All the Goldin, they're like the knights going out on quests, you know, all that stuff. You have obviously the princess.
Saying there was no villain.
There was no court jester.
Well, your man.
Who?
Tobinfeld, whatever you call him. I can't remember his name.
Toppenfeld, the collector.
Yeah.
But he didn't work for Ken. What I wanted to see was somebody that worked for Ken
That stood up to him.
that kind of ripped the piss out of Ken a little bit. I said, Ken, would you about fuck off? Like, you know,
That's
like,
not-
where's the sense of...
Where's the one man that can tell Ken?
Yeah, where is the man? You know that, like,
The employer who's been there too long.
the employee who's been there too long.
Employee
Yeah.
who's been there too long and kind of get
And
away
kind of
with
like saying, you know, where, like, I want Ken to be like, this is Mitch, you know, and Mitch has been with me since the very start. Mitch worked with my dad, so Mitch has known me since I was even young. And then Mitch occasionally is like, Kenny boy, you still got a lot to learn. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like Ken was like a god.
You're saying all the scripting and they couldn't squeeze that in.
Squeeze in somebody who's like a bit of like, let us
see that Ken is not a god. Shows behind
let
the
him be
curtain.
human.
Let him be human.
Humanize him.
Humanize Ken.
Hashtag humanize Ken.
Meanwhile, you see Ken with Drake, you see Ken with Peyton
Yeah.
Manning, you see Ken with Mike Tyson, you see Ken with Logan Paul. He's just a celeb.
He said one of the other revealing things that he said when you're dealing with celebrities like this, you have to be where they want you, and high net worth individuals, where they want you, when they want you, whenever they want you. So like if Drake calls and says, I want to rip Fleer boxes, you have to just drop whatever you're doing. Or like there's a funny bit of Peyton Manning where Peyton Manning calls him and says, settle the bet between me and Eli Manning and all that stuff. And Ken kind of like is like, and the person I was watching it with finished Ken's sentence for him before he said you have to be available all the time, whatever, and said something like, you have to be a bit of a sniveling worm. Because it's like that thing of like, it's like selling Rolexes or selling Lamborghinis, or you have to be like, oh yes sir, oh god, yeah, yes. You know. So it's like you see Ken in like god mode with his staff, and then you see him with his clients, and he's like, well sir, you know, if you need that today, I'll get it to you today.
I would love that to be on my auction, and we
you know,
could do
you're
this.
the greatest of all time, and
What a collection you have, yeah.
And so it's interesting to see like him in some situations where he's
The power dynamic. You're interested in the power
I'm
dynamic.
very, very interested in the power dynamic.
Do you know what I liked about the show?
What's that?
Probably the most. Is that it was very purposefully... I mean, I think there was two things the show was doing. One, it was like trying to elevate Goldin auctions and educate people about Goldin auctions and why it's the best and that's where you should send your stuff. But also, a lot of it was educational.
We haven't even talked about that part.
Here's how you grade the cards. Here's how you value a Beanie Baby. Here's how you authenticate Britney Spears' stuff, and here's how you photo match.
Here's how photo matching works. We didn't get a satisfactory answer on that.
We're not sold on photo matching.
I wasn't sold on photo
of
matching
yet.
before I saw the documentary.
I know you're even more
And now I'm even
skeptical.
more skeptical.
But a lot of it was educational.
Yeah.
So again, if it breaks through to some of the masses, the likes of people that have a Pokemon card or have a Beanie Baby or have a Macintosh or whatever, it really kind of it kind of removed a lot of the stuff we have to deal with when someone's like, I actually have a Charizard, and it's mangled to bits. I know, but if they've seen this, they'll know.
Have you seen Ken Collectibles on Netflix?
It needs to be in good condition. You need to do this. You need to do that. So it was good. And obviously, I loved seeing soccer in it. Damien, we didn't even shout out Damien. He is
former guest of the show.
Guest of the show, people. We are fast. We are smooth. We
cast him years before Netflix.
years before Netflix.
Arguably, probably the producers found out about Damien on our show.
Listen, we're the best in the business. And Ken himself said it. He sees soccer as potentially number one market. And here we are in a hotel room doing the number one soccer card podcast.
He also said that it was the thing about soccer is a lot of international buyers.
Hey.
And here we are all over the bloody world.
We're in Spain, we're Irish, we're everywhere.
Globetrotting.
And then the big F1 card as well. Those are my two favourite things because they were more closer to home.
Yeah.
The big Lewis Hamilton again hitting Quebec by a young kid in a 50. So funny, it was like the pack cost me $50.
$50, yeah.
And it's like obviously in terms of what he got out of it, unbelievable.
Massive.
But like the thoughts of like
It's not a $2 pack.
it's not that's it. Like
It's not a 99-cent pack of chewing gum.
it's like Jesus Christ to spend $50 on like I've opened a lot of those packs.
Yeah.
Most of them have nothing in it.
Yeah.
$50 you're dying a lot of the times. One of the things that I thought was out of touch.
Right, get into it.
The triple logo man, right? Back to the filmmakers.
Yeah.
They described it as a modern day Willy Wonka.
Golden ticket.
Ken Goldin said this is the only thing you can compare this to is a modern day Willy Wonka golden ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, the only people that were opening it were him and Drake for 20 grand a box.
Yeah. So it's not. It's
But that's not even the $50 pack was it.
it's like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory if Charlie Bucket had owned a smaller, slightly less successful chocolate factory, and then got a golden ticket.
It was just funny. It was like they were
Yeah.
opening boxes. The box price was 20 grand, flawless at the time.
Yeah.
That's not obviously like in terms of what you're chasing, it's worth way more. But it wasn't. It wasn't that.
No,
It was a rich boys game. That
Yeah.
and obviously breakers.
But you know, I also one of the things that entertained me was how many things were relatable.
Yeah.
In it, like at one point, Ken is explaining to Logan Paul about how every time you open a box of first edition Pokemon, the other sealed boxes go up in value. Obviously up until the point where everything is a hit.
Yeah.
We had that conversation about the 101 Haaland, Sapphire, Padparasha.
Yes.
And then we had what was the other one I was going to say? The auction screen where they're reacting live to the auctions.
Oh yeah, that was.
I'm like, we just did this
to eBay
to eBay.
or eBay auction, which by the way we have another one happening right now. Finishing next Sunday.
So I love that. To be honest, like overall, I enjoyed it. I thought fair play to everyone.
It was grand. It was good. Almost because it was scripted, it was more like fair play. They all did their job.
No, and like it's in terms of like the people who work at Goldin, who are in it. Somebody, one day your like megalomaniacal boss comes in and says we're doing a Netflix show, and now all of a sudden you have to like figure out what does my hair look like on TV. Do you know what I mean? Like it's not like
it's not simple.
It's not a simple thing. It's not a normal thing, and so it like fair play times a million to everyone that was in it.
For us over here in Ireland, it's actually really helpful because a lot of people now, I'm like, just watch that.
Just go and watch that.
Watch that, you'll kind of get the gist of what we do.
Yeah.
Do you know?
So it's like, the boxes, we have soccerunited.com.
That's this.
And we have a podcast about
Now I got
the
to
football
tell,
card version of this.
I got to tell my mother, she was watching it on Netflix.
Yeah.
And she was like, Enzo, is this like what you do?
Yeah.
And I said, do you see this? And she paused it. I said, that guy there.
Yeah.
I was like, these people are the people that wrongly listed our Mukoku 101 that we had to get pulled down.
They listed it too early.
She was like, that was them.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. She goes, no way.
Yeah.
So it's brilliant.
Yeah.
A peek behind the curtain.
A peek behind the curtain. And also, part of it was like, it's a small world.
Yeah.
Like the collectibles industry is quite small. You go to the National,
You're meeting
the
a lot
people,
of them.
everyone in that show is walking around.
Yeah. We met them pretty much all.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Like, and it's also, this opens up the door to Soccer Card United Netflix show.
Special.
Yeah.
Would it be scripted?
And then I was thinking,
What would that look like?
just, we could just kind of, because it's late here in San Sebastian. Let's finish off the show. If we're so bloody smart,
If we're so great.
if we're such TV whizzes, what does a Soccer Card United Netflix show look like?
Looks unbelievable.
What?
You wouldn't be getting 6 out of 10, let me tell you.
No. Are we scripting it? What are we doing?
Oh, how would we do it?
Yeah. By the way, I had a unbelievably good idea for the next time we're at a big card show for
Content.
some video content.
That's brilliant.
And it's,
Did you write it down?
yes, it's all written down, but I can't even, it's so good, I can't even say it on the show
Okay.
because somebody else will do it in the meantime.
We won't let them.
But what would a Netflix, I think you could take all of our, like, we could do like the way people do like, I'm doing 7 marathons in 7 days.
Yeah.
We could do like, I'm doing 6 card shows in 12 weeks.
I hope not.
Something like that maybe.
We could do a Netflix series.
Yeah.
a self-made Netflix series that doesn't appear on Netflix.
Right. But we could try and sell it. We could make it at our own expense and try and sell it to Netflix.
Yeah, of course. I think a Netflix series, it's not scripted. I think some of it is in terms of, like the kind of video style thing where you're sitting and you're narrating what is happening. That was in the Goldin.
Talking Heads.
Talking Heads, yeah. Right? We could do that for sure. Yeah. The rest of it, I think, is a slugfest of editing because I just want someone to follow us around. Because I think the natural mojo is unbelievable.
Right.
Just like the podcast. It's not scripted. We turn it on and it's golden.
Yeah.
Golden. So I think that
the golden touch.
It would just be a case of a lot of hours of someone following the two of us interacting with each other, with others.
We'd have to get
and then they'd put together the best bits, and then we'd have some talking heads where we kind of get to have a bit more potency.
And I could be sitting there like this, and I couldn't believe that Enzo did that. I mean, you have to always speak in the present tense when you're talking head. I can't believe that Enzo's done that. Oh. I mean, I asked for a hot dog with mustard. He brings back a hot dog with ketchup. How are we going to keep working together after this?
Then it comes to me, it's like, to be honest, I purposely fucked up his order. He did a bad trade at a table. And it's the only way I can get back at him.
If he, it's like I'm conditioning him. if he could do a bad trade and get mustard on his hot dog, he's never going to learn.
He'll never learn. This guy never learned.
Well, I was also going to say, if we were having a camera crew follow us around, it would be like when they have a young child in a film and they have to get twins. Because the child is going to get tired and can't spend that long on a film set. We would have to have two camera operators to switch them out because they'd be demoralized. After...
Because finding the good content, we needle in the haystack stuff.
Yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah, but tiny needle in a huge haystack. You're talking like tiny hours per minute.
You're talking you have small hands going in trying to find it.
Yeah.
Not good.
So, I mean, all credit to... the team at Goldin.
It was good show. I seen a lot of people were very critical of it. A lot of people.
Is that right? What was
too serious?
I didn't see the community reaction.
The Twitter reaction was just like, it's all scripted. Someone said the comps are not up to date, and it's like, that's not. Nobody, doesn't matter.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like if you watch
anything,
Homes Under the Hammer.
Homes Under the Hammer.
It'll say price is correct as of January 2013 or whatever.
Yeah, it's not like. I think some people took it too serious, but I think that's partially because the hobby is so close to home for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they kind of don't want someone watching that and going, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Because that's actually like, it's the hobby, but it's like a different part.
You're representing, when you do a Netflix show, you're an ambassador for the hobby.
An ambassador, like when we hop on this podcast, we are ambassadors for the hobby, for the soccer side of it.
Yeah.
So I do, like the people are kind of like maybe very precious of the hobby. They wanted this show to be something
and you're kind of going like, no, don't say that. Like,
and then other people were just like, Ken's a shady character. He did all this stuff in the past. I don't know anything about. And they were like, I sent my card to Gold, and they don't tell you it takes months to get your money. Yeah. All this kind of, but it's like, why would they? What were you like? What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, like I saw a thing.
I was like, ultimately, was it a net positive or a net negative for the hobby? And I think net positive.
All press is good,
and especially for us, because like I don't know how big it'll be in Europe. To be honest, I've been looking at Irish Twitter, and no one has talked about it.
Yeah,
but even just like for me, I'm like watch that. It's fucking 3 hours.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I do, kind of. I mean, not really, but kind of.
So it's helpful for us to explain our job.
Yeah, just watch that. I'm not telling you how grading works and all this. Just watch that and come back.
Yeah.
So I like that for it. And to be honest, being so deep in the hobby and pretty much knowing most of the people that are in the show, not on a personal level at all.
But knowing of them.
Recognizing them. Oh, I seen her at the National. I spoke to him at the National, this, that, and the other. We've had Damien on the show.
Yeah.
We've joked about Ken for years. It was just like, nice.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
I was like, that's cool.
Yeah, no,
and I enjoyed it. It was entertaining for me, even if
there
was some of it that I didn't really like.
At the end of the day, it's entertainment.
That's it. Show business, people.
It's show business. It's showbiz, baby.
It's Netflix.
Yeah. Ba-dum.
Ba-dum.
I love that Netflix. Ba-dum.
Ba-dum.
Right.
It's dinner time.
Dinner time for us here in San Sebastian.
It is 20 to 11. That's dinner time.
Very, very Spanish of us to be eating
Mediterranean dinner. We're Spanish guys. We're going to try our best to attend the event on time tomorrow.
Yes, and we'll be back on Thursday for more podcasting.
Oh, Soccer United.
Okay. Be safe.